Welcome back, future medicos. You all might be aware about the court case that was ongoing in Madhya Pradesh High Court, which was related to the NEET UG exam. The case was related to the difficulties faced by students in some centers in Madhya Pradesh due to power outage on the day of NEET exam. Now, the final order has come for this case on 23rd June 2025. Of course, it was surprising that NTA has not published any update about this court case on their website, but I got a copy of the court order now. So we are going to go through the court order and we will try to understand what exactly has happened in the court and what is the final order like. Of course, just to give you a quick update, the court has ordered that a NEET re-exam has to be conducted for the affected students. யாரெல்லாம் affect ஆனாங்களோ அவங்களுக்கு திரும்ப NEET exam conduct பண்ண சொல்லி court சொல்லியிருக்காங்க. So that details என்னன்னு we will go through in this video. So this is the case actually writ petition number 17,344 of 2025 in the High Court of Madhya Pradesh at Indore, and the judgment came on 23rd of June 2025. Of course, I'm not going to go through every page. There are about 19 pages. Let's straight jump to some of the important points that was discussed. Just to highlight the grievance of the petitioner, what exactly the petitioner has highlighted is that due to severe thunderstorm in this part of the country, that is Madhya Pradesh, there was substantial disruption in the supply of electricity leading to power outage, which resulted in forcing the petitioner to give the exam in the dark, which ultimately affected her performance in the examination, as even the extra time was not given for time lost. So what they are saying, on that particular day, the climate was not good. There is a power outage and the exam hall has gone slightly dark. So they were not able to take the exam in the good conditions. And to compensate this, they were also not given extra time. That was the complaint by the petitioner. Now, if you look at the NTA council, they have given certain information. Like they said, there are 49 examination centers in Indore, and they said there is no power outage in 10. In 19 centers, there was power outage, but there was DG set available, right? Backup power was available. In 19 centers, power outage, but enough natural light was available and even DG backup was available. And then centers, like 2 centers, power outage for only 10 to 15 minutes, but sufficient natural light. Whereas in 18 centers, the power outage for 1 hour, and they said there is sufficient natural light. This is what NTA has presented to the court. They have also done some statistical analysis with the help of experts, and they tried to prove that the performance is in line with the other centers where there were no power outage. So these centers did not get affected by the statistical analysis. And of course, they were also trying to say that it is about 99% significant the results are. And they also have said that preparing a question paper of the same difficulty level to conduct a re-NEET exam would be extremely difficult. And the team of experts will take time to prepare such questions. Such questions cannot be prepared overnight. And also they were highlighting the recent Supreme Court judgment in PG NEET, where the Supreme Court has instructed the NBE that PG NEET should not be conducted in 2 shifts because it's not possible to have 2 shifts and have the same level of difficulty of the question paper. So NTA was trying to show that and then say, right, since Supreme Court has already said that it is not possible to have different shifts or different exams conducted on different days and have the same level of difficulty question paper, it's almost impossible. They are trying to highlight the Supreme Court order. These are certain things NTA has put up to ensure that the court gives the order in their favor. Now, the collector also has submitted certain reports that they have accepted that there was a power outage from 3:45 to 5 p.m. But they say they have taken some actions. There are some emergency lamps and so on. And they have also given a report that there was no exam disruption. There was no disruption to the exam. That was the report given by the collector. The principals of the various centers have also certified that there was sufficient natural light was available. So all these are in favor of NTA. Now, coming to the declaration or the statistical analysis saying that the results are 99% significant, the opposition counsels are claiming, right, even the threshold of 0.01, where the significance is 99%, that small difference could make a impact on a difficulty level or much more competitive exam like NEET, where even a 1 to 2 marks will affect the admission. That's what they are fighting. And one thing important the court has highlighted, this court also finds, as per the guidelines provided to the examination centers, one of the condition was that the centers must have CCTV installed in them. And admittedly, the respondents have not come out with even a single CCTV footage of the classes where the exams were being conducted and there was power outage. Probably this might have put suspicion in the minds of the judge. Hey, you say there is no impact on the students. There was power outage, but there was sufficient natural light. The students were not affected. Can you show me a CCTV footage? Then it seems like NTA has not provided any CCTV footage showing the period in which the exam was affected. This is probably something, a big drawback for NTA. They might have done statistical analysis. They might have given the report from the center principals. They might have got a report from the collector. Everything is okay, but where is the CCTV? As per your guidelines, the exam centers are supposed to have a CCTV, but where are they? Were they available? If they were available, where are the footages? If they are not available, why they were not provided, right? Kind of like questions comes, the suspicions comes. And in fact, like normally we have seen in movies, right? The court also tried to simulate what could have happened if we switch off the lights. So they tried in the court hall, they switch off the lights and then they try to have the natural light from the windows and then see how much it is affecting the reading capacity of the people in the courtroom. So they tried to simulate the scenario that might have happened in the exam hall into the courtroom hall. That's again that which they have tried. But they also said that since this court hall has big windows on either sides of the room, and also on that particular day, because of the harsher weather, probably we don't know what could be the level of natural light that was available to the students. So that again, it was tried at the court hall, but there was some suspicion raised because the court hearing was happening on a day when there was a good weather. And also the courtrooms normally have a bigger open windows because of a public room rather than the classrooms. And another point the judges has raised is it must be remembered that the exam was only of 3 hours duration. Even if there is a disruption for just 10 minutes, if a student faces a difficulty in reading and writing due to power outage, even for 10 minutes, yes, NTA can claim that the difficulty was only 10 minutes, but think about the mental trauma the students has to go through. Mentally, they would be disturbed. They would be under stress, and that 10 minutes might have a longer effect on the actual exam. So that's something that has to be taken into account. That's what the court has said. And the court has also referred to the last year case in Supreme Court, where the Supreme Court has asked the NTA to reconduct the exam for 1,563 candidates who were affected and grace marks were given. So the court has highlighted that, yeah, maybe like last year, the Supreme Court has favored conducting a re-NEET exam. So why not conduct this year? And also, the court has observed that whatever the NTA counsel has presented, it is very difficult to accept whatever they have submitted without any documents to support their contention. For example, there is no CCTV footage, which is kind of like probably a big drawback for NTA. And also they have said that the centers also have accepted there was power outage and there was no power backup. So since it was accepted, it is very difficult to accept whatever NTA is trying to fight for. And also NTA was saying that, oh, there was some natural light. It was not zero visibility. It's not that they cannot read and all. So the court has said it's not necessary that it becomes zero visibility. Even if with the reduced visibility, candidates will have difficulty in reading and writing, and that might affect their performance in the exam. And again, the court was asking the question to NTA, hey, why can't you prepare a paper of the same level of difficulty? Yes, it may not be exactly the same, but This court would be surprised if the respondent, that is NTA, had not prepared any other set of papers as a backup to meet any contingency. So you don't have any risk management. Have you not thought about anything going wrong and you don't have anything as a backup, which is a valid question. And also the court has said that this particular scenario cannot be compared with the PG NEET 2 shifts issue that came up in the Supreme Court. So finally, the court says, based on the facts and evidences or circumstances of the case, the court is of the opinion the petitioners has made out a case without there being any fault of their part. There is no fault of the students, but they were put into a disadvantageous position due to power outage. So the court has accepted that the students were affected by the power outage, and which condition did not prevail in the other examination center. So some people were affected, some people were not affected. How can you compare? How can you take the score of the students and then say, hey, he is having a better rank, he is having a lower rank, right? That's not good for the candidates. Or even within the center, they say certain candidates might have had a better lighting, whereas some of them might not have had a sufficient natural light. So accordingly, the petition stands allowed, and it is directed to the respondent National Testing Agency to conduct the examination. So please take note of this. So NTA was given an instruction to conduct the examination as expeditiously as possible, as quickly as possible, and declare the results. So this is the conclusion, that a NEET exam has to be reconducted, but this has to be done only for those candidates who are not affected, not for all the candidates in the country. And whoever is taking the re-NEET, their scores will be based only on the retest. Whatever they have taken in the May, that will be completely scrapped. Whatever they take now, that is the score that will be considered for ranking them. It cannot be like best of the two is not allowed. Whatever they have scored, it has to be completely scrapped, and only whatever they are going to get in the retest will be considered. And also please note, there could be candidates who were affected, but they did not come to the court before 3rd of June. The 3rd of June is important. So why 3rd of June? Because 3rd of June is the date when NTA has released the provisional answer key. So anyone who has approached the Madhya Pradesh High Court before 3rd of June, that is before seeing the provisional answer key, they will be given this benefit of taking a re-NEET. Whereas candidates who came to the court after 3rd of June, that means after seeing the provisional answer key and roughly working out what would be their score, and they are not happy with the score, and then they are coming to the court, they will not be allowed to take the exam again. So only candidates who came to the court before 3rd of June, they will be allowed to take the exam again. So that's what the court has finally concluded. So what are we looking at now? Now it is surprising to me that this judgment came on 23rd June 2025. And today it is 30th June. It's 1 week has gone. Still NTA has not reacted. I have not seen any notification on NTA's website. So it's slightly confusing which way is NTA going. Are they going to conduct their re-NEET for those affected candidates, or are they planning for an appeal in Supreme Court? This is many times they do this. They go to the Supreme Court again and then they drag on the case. So we don't know. So there are two options. One, either we might see a notification very soon that they are going to conduct a re-NEET for the candidates affected, or we might hear that they have approached the Supreme Court or they have appealed against the Madhya Pradesh court order in the Supreme Court. Either of this might happen. Whichever happens, it's clear that the counseling is not going to start very soon. The counseling may be delayed further. We need to know which way this case is going. In the direction of we will be knowing. So currently nothing is going to happen. We have to sit, we have to wait. And again, right, we don't know what are we going to face in the next week or in the next 2 weeks. So if at all NTA goes with a re-NEET, that means probably everyone might get a revised scorecard. There could be some small changes. I don't think there are a lot of candidates going to take the re-NEET. So the ranks might not be affected too much, but there could be few ranks here and there might be affected, right? Some of the candidates might lose and the ranks might come down. There is a possibility. But but I don't think it's going to have a significant impact. So we don't need to worry too much about new candidates coming in. But the only drawback or only thing we need to worry is further time delay in the start of counseling is something we have to worry about. But that cannot be prevented. This is part and parcel of medical admission over the years. Every year we see something, every year we see some kind of problems, difficulties faced by the student, and the authorities are not quick to react. Right? Once again, right, this exam was conducted on 4th May and NTA was dragging on, and we are close to about end of June. So probably we are talking about almost like 2 months are gone, and we are still sitting and talking about, what is going to happen, whether NEET exam is going to happen again, when the counseling is going to start, right? All this is putting so much trouble to the students, and I don't know why nobody is looking at this medical admission as a whole. There are admissions happening for engineering, which is like properly happening. There is no problem at all. But every year we see so much confusion going on in the medical admission. Somebody at a higher level should sit and completely revamp the system. This is completely a mess now. People are just trying to run away from resolving the problems, dragging on the problems. Okay, anyway, that's my view. So I hope you all understand what is the current status. Thank you. Bye-bye.